Koromiko Grazing is a king country business specialising in dairy heifer grazing for its farmer shareholders. The company gives its shareholders greater control over the performance of their heifers. Company Director Greg Glover explains.
The opportunity came up in 2008, this large property came onto the market, and what we found that there was a number of people who were looking to secure their heifer grazing, and so they got together and raised the capital to purchase the farm, and have been working together ever since. Most of us would have had anywhere between 150 or 240 heifers grazing out on various properties and having an arrangement with a grazer. And what we wanted was to have more control of it ourselves, and so we got together and bought it and imposed on this business what we wanted out of our grazing arrangements. In the last 5 years since we've owned this farm, there's been 2 fairly significant droughts. So what we've been able to do here is put in systems that have sort of insured, like an insurance policy, I guess, that the heifers have been able to stay here. The farm management is such that they are fully fed, they're fully looked after, and it's worked really well. Essentially, it started off with the shareholders all getting together, and with that, we decided we needed a board of directors. Those 4 directors are then charged with having a management team to run the business. So, and it works really well. So, at a high level, we can communicate shareholders' desires to the management team, and the management team just get on and deliver the outcome that we're looking for. The shareholders were looking for a divvy to start with because it was quite a reasonable investment, but now what we find is they like the consistency of the grazing. They're very happy with the product that they're getting back at the end of the year, and so the performance of their heifers is actually providing in some ways a dividend that is a little bit hard to put a figure on, but is incredibly valuable for their dairy farms. When their animals come onto the farm, they have to sign a contract and say that these are the payment expectations, these are the animal health expectations, blah, there's a whole range of things. It's a couple of pages long, and so they sign that, and in that it says this is the behaviour that we expect, and so if they want to take their heifers away early, then there's a sort of a tiered payment system going in, because what we set the business up to run for the whole 12 months, and if somebody wants to take them early, well, it has an impact on the rest of the shareholders. So what we do is we try and make it fair for the business, and that in turn makes it fair for the shareholders, and everybody is treated evenly in the end of the day.
Calves on a 90-day round now, so we've got grown some good cover by starting it early.
And so you're happy with the stocking rate, the way things have panned out?
Yeah, I think we got pretty well right. We've certainly.
Dean Boris is Koromiko Grazing's operational manager, who's been with the company since it began 5 years ago.
December, a bulk of the calves come in 100 kilos, straight from the dairy farmers, and we give them a quarantine drench them straight on the property, and then they get grazed right through till October. We put the bulls, we supply the bulls and put the bulls to them, and then January obviously the bulls come out, and then they go home May, June, depending on what shareholder needs are. Half of them roughly go 1st of May and half go 1st of June, and we put winter crop in for those ones going home 1st of June. We've got a contract, and our aim is minder weights now. We used to have sort of lighter weights, but now it's minder weights, so on the animal's individual performance. That's what we strive to get to or beat. In the last couple of years with the droughts, we've put more feed in. We've kept the grazing rate the same, so it's on us more than the grazer. And so the last 2 years we've used a bit of palm kernel and more silage to get them through. In the contract, it's we work on, I think it's 5% empty rate, so we've bet that. We've never been over that in the 6 years we've been going. So yeah, we certainly, I think we're performing well in that area. We run most of the mobs individually, and then we've got a special mob where we take the lighter end out and keep them, and then we just run them through all on EID. So it's drafted back at the main yards. The crusher's got scales under it, head bale, EID, drafter. Can draft 3 ways down there. So yeah, it's a vital tool for us, pulling light calves out. If there's a mix-up, we draft them down there.
Number 1. 332. 3-3-2.
Yep. One man can draft 3 ways, whereas if we didn't have that crush, there'd be 3 or 4 guys in the yards drafting different ways, and the mix-ups would be huge with shareholders from Hawke's Bay down to Taranaki. We certainly don't want a Hawke's Bay farmer, Hauraki Plains farmers' heifers down Taranaki, so yeah, it's huge. Just making sure the right heifers go to the right places.
12-109. 551.
We've started the heifers early on the crop. We've got some great covers out there and the calves are looking really good. So hopefully we get a normal year and get some even better heifers. Every year we get better and better with weights. And to be fair, we've been through 2 droughts. So, I think there's a lot of Koromiko to get our best weights going right through those droughts. We've got great people on the board, all dairy farmers. So they know what it's like to farm. We've got a great relationship. And I think, to be honest, for me, it couldn't be better. They're giving me full support, and they've got the respect from my end.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.